This was one of the most extraordinary meals I've ever experienced. This was Alinea's month-long pop-up at the Maybourne in Beverly Hills, part of their 20th anniversary world tour. Dinner unfolded in 8 acts, each one inspired by an iconic film, introduced through a playbill menu full of evocative imagery and chef's notes. It began in the lobby bar, transformed into a dystopian Blade Runner future, where we tried uncanny bites like this paper-thin micro pizza, a ramen egg that isn't an actual egg, it's made by reducing an entire vat of ramen into one explosive bite, and Alinea's classic clear hot dog, a Chicago dog distilled into a transparent gelatin cube, preserving all the original flavors without the form. From there, the acts became increasingly transportive. For Act 3, The Fall, we dined on a terrace surrounded by mirrors separated from our fellow diners. The food played with contrasts like hot potato, cold potato, a classic Alinea dish where a hot potato is skewered and dropped into cold potato soup topped with black truffle. At the end of this act, the dividers between tables dropped with a loud crack, revealing the other diners next to us. We then moved to Act 4, The Holy Mountain, a fog-filled room with walls draped in white and table blanketed in feathers. We were served dishes like peeled grapes paired with cucumber, Charente melon, and extruded Marcona almond. Even the tabletop evolved throughout this act as the feathers were removed to reveal a glowing sheet of beeswax, and then removed again, revealing a tabletop covered in coarse salt. Act 5, inspired by What Dreams May Come, was a blooming indoor garden bursting with florals and the sound of trickling water from a fountain. One dish was black cod served with banana peppers and fennel, finished tableside as hot water was poured over chamomile and fresh herbs, perfuming the entire table in fragrant steam. Another highlight was the smoked burrata balloon with peeled heirloom tomatoes and basil blooms, light and ethereal, mirroring the dreamlike setting. Later acts grew darker, like The Witch, where maitake mushrooms were seared flat on a scorching iron. In another dish, we punched through a mysterious tube to retrieve a pork belly and fermented turnip bite skewered on a vanilla bean. The finale was The Menu, a film that was inspired by Alinea, with dessert built directly on the table. Chef Achatz torched a massive marshmallow on a stick and planted it beside ember ice cream frozen into a brick, before dinner ended with Alinea's iconic edible helium balloon, a dessert that floats. The scale of the production was staggering, with 22 guests per seating, 5 seatings a night, serving more than 130 pounds of black truffle and 55 pounds of Osetra caviar across the run. It was more than a dinner, it was surreal, transportive, and unlike anything else.